Alright, hey guys, my name is Brandon Hancock. I'm the writer and director of Liar, and today I'm going to be doing a director's commentary for the movie, so here we go. So this opening scene, we've got the main theme for the movie. I wrote this, so a little bit of background on the movie, I guess, actually. The movie was written during the pandemic in 2020, and went through a rewrite in 2021, and this theme was written during the summer of 2021. So it's been a long time. This has been around for a long time. The rest of the soundtrack was written in April and May of 2023, so pretty recently as of recording this. But yeah, so the theme has been around for a while. And yeah, this opening scene introduces us to Kendall Wilson, the main character of the movie. She is in every scene of the movie, which actually logistically made it a little hard to film because every time it was if Audrey was available.
Hey, Kendall, we're starting the movie soon.
Okay, I'll be in a second.
Okay.
And there's the book. That's kind of, that we drag that out there most of the movie is like the big symbol of aliens, I guess, whenever we can't have the alien in it. And actually, a fun fact, that art that you see on the book is the thumbnail for the movie. It's the original poster we released for the movie in November of 2021.
All right,
and
Kendall, you get to
we use
pick.
that art a lot.
What movie do you want to watch?
But it's my turn to pick.
Listen, I'm letting your sister pick tonight. She's had a rough few weeks.
But she picked last time and the time before that.
Keep talking
see
and you won't get to
10,000.
watch.
The first movie
Don't
we
care.
made together
She's
at
probably just gonna
H204
pick something with no
as
one
one of the
left to
movies
Yep.
that Ms. Wilson is
Brody,
holding right
one
there.
more word out of you and you're going to be in trouble. I suggest you watch your mouth. All right, Kenny, which movie do you want to watch?
Mom, you know I hate that nickname.
Hey, sorry, Kendall. Which movie?
My Road to You again.
Okay,
That
sounds good.
video
I'll put it
cover
in.
for My Road to You, I made in 20 minutes before a filming day one time because we forgot that we actually had to make a movie cover for it. So there's just a little road. I don't know.
Can I
Probably could have
bring-
been better, but
You know they all taste the same.
it works for the one
Where's the
shot it's in.
rest?
All right, and then here we have the green M&Ms. That's one of the first ways we decided to start setting up the eventual twist for the alien later on.
Okay, let's watch the movie.
I love this scene. So this is actually the very first thing we shot. We did a table read for the script in February of 21, I think. Yeah. No, 22, February of 22. And then we went outside and filmed this sequence.
Wow.
There's Tyler's cameo.
Personal best.
This took a year and a half to film, and everybody definitely grew a lot during it. Some people more than others. Yeah. Bill Pleva, that's the character played by my dad, Michael Hancock, and in both movies we've made, he's played a character named Bill Pleva, so maybe that'll be a running thing. I don't know. Every movie we've just got Bill Pleva in it somewhere. Fantastic acting by Audrey there, and by Miss Wilson herself, Allie.
Kendall, the test came back positive. You have cancer.
So here's another song on the soundtrack. There are 7 total songs, 6 of which were played live, 1 of which we had to cut and replace with a digital version because it didn't quite sound as good as we were hoping. But this is a real one. And here's
Kendall,
that cameo
you and your
from
parents can go home and talk about this.
Michael
You can
Hancock,
choose
again
not
my
to
dad,
chemotherapy
is
and live out the next few months in relative comfort.
Bill Pleva.
Or you can give chemo a shot.
And there's
Chemo
the book
won't be
again.
Fun, and it may not work. If you're gonna do chemo and you want to have a chance, we need to start it as soon as possible. The final decision is yours.
And Audrey right there, she's wearing a
Oh, hey,
hoodie.
have you made a decision
And
about
because we shot this scene in,
where
I
are you
want to
going?
say,
The forest.
February or
Get
March
something there.
of
Are you
2022,
sure?
so it was a
I
little
don't want
chilly.
you going too far. You could
Chilly
pass
enough to wear a
out, or
hoodie.
you could get
And we didn't
lost.
think about the outside scenes where
Okay.
she's in the forest. The
Just
very
be
next
safe
scene,
and
she's going to
come
have to be
back
wearing a
soon.
hoodie.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see in just a minute she takes the hoodie off as soon as she can because it was so hot when we filmed those forest scenes.
But Mom, our card game.
Not now, Brody.
There's the forest scenes. We shot all 3 forest sequences in one day. It took about 4 or 5 hours, I think. But yeah, excellent work by everybody. It was really hot. It was late May in Texas, so that went as well as you'd expect. This is the one digital song in the movie, but it does transition in a second to actually being real instruments. And it's right as the sound of the spaceship crashes to mask the transition between the two. Right there, now it's real music. And Spaceship Crash was actually done by, again, my dad, Michael Hancock. He wanted to do the Foley for the movie, so we spent a couple days recording sounds for that. Now we're introduced to Rex, the alien. Played fantastically by Will.
Whoa. I'm not gonna hurt you.
It took us a
are you?
long time to decide on his costume. That was one of the hardest things because we were trying to find a line between
I'm Kendall Wilson.
too alien
Who are you?
and
I
like
am
not alien
RX
enough. You know what I mean? So it
014.
was. We also had to work with the fact that we had a
Are you an
very
alien?
limited budget. And I think what we ended up going with works pretty well because we also were able to tie it into the fact that he looks like Nolan West
You are
because
asking if I am from this
they're
planet.
both Will.
The answer is no.
But
No way.
yeah, the building the
This is so
spaceship
cool. I'm talking to an
and
actual alien.
creating
I
Will's
have
costume
so many
were the two
questions.
hardest things we had to do on this
well,
movie.
I'm clearly not leaving for a while, so I
A
suppose
little more
I
on the
can
spaceship.
answer
We
with
actually,
you, Kendall Wilson.
thanks to Chris Osterman, Will,
What do
and
you want
Audrey's
to
dad,
know?
Okay,
we
so,
got
what
all of
planet
the
are you
materials for free,
I am
which
from
was a
Daihan.
huge help because that could have
Daihan.
cost
What
a
does
lot
that
of
sound
money,
so
and it's something it doesn't
What
really
else do you
do that
want to
much
know?
in the movie. It just kind of sits there. But
Okay,
if you don't have
how old are
that,
you?
In your years, about
you need that.
60.
It makes the scene a lot different, and the whole scene is kind of
Tell
centered
me about your
around
ship. How did you
that
get
set
in
piece. So
Barely. It is more practical than comfortable.
there? Wow, that is amazing.
It's basically the equivalent of a human bicycle.
Wait, how do you know so much about humanity?
and I'm trying to remember when writing this what came first. I think it was.
We have been...
We had the alien in it, and I think we were like, okay, how can we resolve this? And we
watching
were just like,
Humanity this whole
oh,
time?
he can be imaginary, which was kind of just
course.
like a cop
All
out,
species in the galaxy
whatever
do.
answer at the time.
There are
And then we
other
went back and kind of put in all
What
of
do
these
they
little
think
hints,
of
like, oh,
humanity?
she loves green, oh, she loves space,
Well,
oh, she loves
You have a very high opinion
all that
of
kind of stuff,
yourselves
and
for
she
such
loves
a
Nolan
basic
West, and
unintelligence.
made it to where it's not, the
Oh,
twist feels
nice.
earned when it happens, and it's
Wait.
not just like,
Can I try
oh,
to
he's
fly a spaceship?
imaginary, you know what I
No.
mean? You can see a
Why
little bit of
not?
his arm
You said
there.
it's just like a
Costuming
bicycle.
was,
How hard can
again,
it be?
it was like
No.
400 degrees and outside in direct sunlight for 5 hours in a Texas summer. So
You do
we
not
did our
happen to
best.
have a
But
hyperstatic electromagnetic field pulse generator, do you? Of course you don't. Well, without that, I will not be able to take off, and I will be stranded here without any food, water, or other necessities.
Well, I have to get home soon, but I could come by and bring you a bag of food tomorrow.
Thank you, Kendall Wilson. I would appreciate that very much. Oh, and one more thing. Tell no one of my existence.
all right, now we're back at the house.
Oh, hey, Kenny. How's the forest?
There's nothing in that
I
bowl
hate
there.
that
Just little
nickname.
fun things like that. No need to make cookie dough if you could just
I'm making cookies
pretend.
for when your friends come over.
I forgot they were coming over.
Does she have to have her friends come over? They're so loud and obnoxious. And all they do is...
Not now, Brody. Not now.
What? I'm tired of...
Brody!
There's a lot of
What did I
jokes on
do?
set
All I
that
said
their
was that I-
arguing was
Look,
not acting.
Brody,
That was
I'm
just
just as unhappy
the
as
normal
you. Having a
mother-son
child with cancer
dynamic they
is
had.
a big
Yeah, they were
handful,
both
and I'm
great.
doing my
Everybody's
best.
great in this movie.
Like,
That doesn't give you an excuse to ignore me.
Go.
And I wanted to show the cards there as a way to symbolize they still haven't finished the game from earlier, to show like, okay, it's not just like a short thing where it affects them. This is like, it affects a lot in their life. I don't know. There's McKenna,
What are you reading?
another fantastic part of the movie.
Okay then. Hey, by the way, I brought you something. Really? Yeah. I made us friendship bracelets.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Friendship bracelets, that's there to set up, or as to help assist with the big confusing moment in a couple scenes.
So you can know that your best friend had your back.
Thank you.
Also,
And this moment with the wig, the hair salon thing with where her mom made the wig for Kendall, that was something we worked backwards into. So we had, when they were trying to sneak out later, and we were like, oh, okay, we can do the pillow body thing and the wig for the hair, and they'll sneak out and make a decoy. But we had to work our way backwards, and we were like, okay, we can have somebody give her a wig at some point. And I think it works giving it to Katie.
wait, why not?
Well, when my grandma did it, she was miserable. She couldn't even get out of
So there's the first mention of the grandma there. That
I
was
have a wig now, but I
a
don't
big
like that.
sequence that was actually not shot for the movie, but written. Around the start of 2023, I wrote the kind of a montage, like in Up, that opening montage, to kind of establish the relationship between Kendall and her grandma. And the grandma was going to be the one who got Kendall into nature and the love of space and the forest and just everything natural about the world. And then her grandma was actually going to get cancer and pass away, and that was going to kind of be a little bit of an emotional backstory for this movie. And we ended up not going with that because we ran out of time to shoot it. And I think it works without it, but just kind of an extra thing that was cut. A great scene here with Noah. And this was actually inspired by my time in a treatment for food allergies, where I got a lot of attention. You can read about that on our Instagram page, but Brody's character here was really inspired by what I kind of assumed my little brother probably felt during that time, where I'm getting all the attention and he's just there.
So, do you guys want to play a game?
Like what?
I don't know, maybe two truths and a lie?
Ooh, okay. Who wants to go first?
Kendall, how about you?
Oh, see, I've been to Europe, I've broken a bone, and
Look over the book again to remind us of the alien when we
I'm
can't
an alien.
physically have
Kendall,
the
come on,
alien
that's
man
not
in
how
the
you
scene.
play.
What do you mean?
The point of the game is to pick 3 things that are possible. There's no way you could have met an alien.
How do you know?
Because my dad worked at NASA. If anyone would know, it would definitely be him.
It's the alien, obviously.
I've met an alien. Just imagine. Kendall, you're such a liar.
So real quick, that red chair in the background, it's folded up. You can see it right there. And that was going to play into the
Hi,
whole
Kendall Wilson.
cut grandma storyline.
Gave me a
So
fright.
it's a little
I
tiny thing.
apologize.
We tried to hide it pretty well in the edit. There it is again.
Let's sit down.
When we decided we weren't going to add that scene, but
Can I give you a
a little
nickname?
hint of it right
A
there.
nickname? I do not know what a nickname is.
It's like a
This
short
scene was
version of your name.
fantastic.
Like
This was,
something
we
your
were
friends
probably
can call
2.5 hours into filming those outside scenes.
Your name
It was
is
hot,
RG42.
everybody's tired. Dinner was almost ready back at home.
Rex, your nickname can
We
be
were all
Rex.
just ready to be done, but we
I like
powered
it.
through here,
It is
and
perfect.
Will and
Do
Audrey
you have
were
any
just
nicknames, Kendall
fantastic.
Wilson?
Nope.
I think we got this scene in like
I
4
shall
shots or something, and it's like 8 pages of dialogue. This was
Kendall Wilson.
really impressive by them.
Got it. How about just Kindle?
Perfect.
Are you okay, just Kindle?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just tired, that's all.
I see.
How are your repairs on your ship going?
They are taking longer than expected. I have yet to find or fabricate a new hyperstatic electromagnetic pulse field generator, so for the time being, I am stuck here with food supplies running very low.
That reminds me, I forgot to give you this. Here's some food.
Oh, what is this?
Probably could have added an insert shot there of her handing him the cookies, but I wanted it to
I appreciate it.
maintain those long cuts as much as, or those long takes as much as possible. That's my favorite
Can you
shot
tell
in
me
the movie
anything
right
else about
there.
yourself?
What do you want to know?
There's
I know
silhouettes in
you
the sun.
don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I just think it'd be interesting to know some more stuff since I'm interested in astronomy and stuff like that. And my friends say there's no even such thing as aliens. So,
Did you tell your friends about me?
no.
Good. I will tell you more about myself and my people if you promise to continue to keep my existence.
So those two shots right there, this one and the last one where they're talking for a while, those are both memorized. They went straight through that.
My
Here,
people are cowards.
Will did read off of a script. I'm like holding it up right off
My
camera.
people
Or
have
that
an
might have
ancient
been
enemy, the
McKenna.
Naui. For generations,
Whatever it
the
was
Naui
like.
have
But one of us
attacked
was
our
holding up the
world
script
by
like right there for him to
raiding
read.
it of all its
But I mean,
resources.
you can't really
This
tell.
has gone
I mean,
on
there's a
for
lot of big words in
generations.
here. So
We needed a solution to the conflict, but my colony has
this
always
was
been
another
strongly
cut
against
sequence from the
violence.
movie. We never
The
actually
elders
filmed,
banished
but
anyone who practiced it.
there was originally going to
But I
be. He
knew
talks
something
about
had
his
to be
colony
done.
and the fights
So I
he
took
had
matters
with
into my
the
own hands.
rival
I
like
found
tribes
the
and
Naui
stuff.
leader.
And that was
Challenged him
actually,
to
we
a
had
duel.
choreographed a
I'm
whole
not a
fight
warrior,
scene, and we were
but I
going to
never
film
run
it
from
at
my
night,
problems.
and there was going to be a
I
fire, and there was
confronted
going to be a
him.
bunch of other aliens.
I was defeated that
but
day.
it ended up
He has
being,
both my
we
eyes as a
ran out of
trophy.
time, and we just wanted to get the
But it
movie
only
out. And
motivated
again,
me
I
to
think
get
with the
better.
long takes, it actually
After
works
much
really
training
well
and perseverance,
with the way
I
Will
managed to
delivers
defeat
it,
him.
and Audrey's
Despite
listening,
my
and it
success,
just
my
works without
colony was
having
less
that
than
whole
pleased with
cutaway
my
to it.
actions.
But that was written
I was
in the
banished
script.
from Taihan
That whole
forever
extra
and sent off into space with a limited
cutaway
amount
sequence.
of supplies. When everything started running low, I looked for the nearest planet, which happened to be yours, and landed, well, crashed here.
Wow. Do you regret it?
If you've seen
Not
the
at all.
blooper reel, you can
I may have suffered the
you know that
consequences
at
for
the
my
end of that
actions,
take,
but like
or
I
we were
said,
almost through that
you should
take, and
never,
then Will got a text,
ever run from your
and so we had to
problems.
restart the entire take,
Wow,
which
it
was
just seems
frustrating in the moment,
surreal.
but it's kind of funny looking back now.
Why would it not be?
Well, I told you, my friends don't think aliens are real, and my friend's dad works at NASA, and he said none of this even exists. And this book that I'm reading says you're not exist, and the only way you would be existent is in movies.
What is a movie?
It's like a really long video with different people that play different people, and they're called actors.
I see. Do you have a favorite actor?
Yes, Nolan West. Hey,
That Nolan West twist, again, was originally just a logistical thing that, like, okay, well, we're out
Where
of
did you
people
get
because
that?
there's 6 of
Get
us,
what?
and
That
we need
bracelet,
one
it's
person to
mine.
play
This is my bracelet.
the
No,
hot
it's not,
actor
that's
guy, and we
mine.
need another person to play the alien, and it ended
That's
up
my
just being
bracelet.
Will.
Where did you get it?
And then we were like,
This is
okay,
my
well,
bracelet,
actually,
Kendall.
we could take advantage of this and make it part of the
Rex?
story.
Kendall, are you okay? Kendall Wilson, are
I
you
gotta
okay?
go.
This might be one of my favorite pieces for the movie, or for the soundtrack that we made. Great flute solo by Juliana Tavera.
Kendall, are you all right?
Great piano by Madison Montage. There's the book again. We had to do probably 5 or 6 takes of this shot because it's so mobile and she's moving around so much. But we also needed to time out as well as we can with everything else. For this shot, I offered to get Audrey like some pillows to fall on or something and then just shoot around it where you can't see them, but she wanted to take the fall, and I think it looks really good when she hits the ground because she's hitting the ground, but there was definitely a less painful way to do that. That little blinking editing trick, I thought that was a good way to open the scene.
Kendall? Kendall!
Mom, what happened?
Oh my gosh, Kendall, you're awake. You blacked out over a week ago.
I what?
Last week you came home and you ran upstairs. 5 minutes later, Brody found you passed out on the floor. We had to rush you to the hospital, and they managed to stabilize you enough that it was safe to bring you home, but while we were there, they ran some more tests, and your cancer's gotten worse. A lot worse. You're not allowed to leave the house anymore.
Wait,
Perfectly
why?
timed
Too
here.
much exertion, and you risk
This
another
is
coma, and well,
Probably the most
You might not wake up
emotional
this time.
scene in the movie.
So what do
Or
I
just
do?
the most, not
well,
sad, but just like,
you've almost
we
reached
wanted
the
this scene to
cutoff for
kind of lay
starting
out the
chemo
stakes
if you
of
wanna
just
cut
like,
it in your
okay,
chance
this
of working.
situation just
I know you haven't
sucks.
thought about it at all in this past week, but
Mom, I'm not doing it. I was young, but I remember what happened to Grandma. She was miserable. I know cancer.
Another reference to the grandma right
Chemo
there,
was
which
just
again,
added
that
to
cut
that.
sequence.
I'm not brave enough. And there's a chance it won't even work. So I'll just die anyway.
just keep thinking about it, Kendall, okay? The final choice is yours. Hey, good news. Your sister's finally awake.
Yeah, thank goodness.
What's with the attitude?
Oh, nothing. I'm sure you're
This is
relieved
great
that your
acting
favorite
from Noah
child is
here.
awake again.
Brody,
What? I'm supposed to be excited that I get to go back to being ignored?
you're supposed to be grateful that your sister isn't dead.
Noah's line here
Sure,
is
he
my
wasn't
favorite
dead.
line in the whole
She was
movie, I
asleep.
think.
What's gotten into you?
For the last week, I've gone the
That's just
smallest
such a
taste
Noah
of what
thing
it's
to say.
actually like to be cared about. And yeah, maybe she was in a coma, but at least you did something with me. And now that she's awake, you're just gonna go back to being with her.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. That is so incredibly selfish of you. To want your little sister on the verge of death so you can get attention. Brody, it's looking more and more likely like your little sister will be dead by the end of summer. I know you've been inconvenienced by all of this, but think about how I feel watching my daughter approach death. Think about how she feels.
I think that scene just kind of speaks for itself with the seriousness and the amazing acting from both of them.
Hi.
What do you want?
Oh,
And we shot this scene
wanted to apologize.
probably in
These
March
last few
of
months have been rough
23.
for me.
So
poor
obviously
thing.
there'd been a
Don't
big
worry,
gap
I
between
know
all the
you're
other
pushing.
scenes we'd
That's
filmed
the
with
thing.
Noah. And
It's been
if you're
hard
paying
for me,
attention,
but
you
it's
can
been
see his
100 times
hair
worse for
got
you.
a little bit longer from the last scene.
Can I trust you with a secret?
But, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
Is it possible that my cancer could be messing with my head?
it could, yeah.
So it's possible I could be imagining, like, or making up scenarios, people even.
Yeah, sure.
I met an alien.
You what?
I was out in the forest a few weeks ago to get some fresh air, and then I came across an alien getting out of a ship. He was kind of skittish at first, but now he's like a friend.
I don't doubt you believe you saw him, but if nobody's found him yet, it could probably be your cancer.
But I saw him, Brody. I know I did. I'm not a liar. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, let's go look for him. You and me.
I wish. Mom says I'm not allowed to leave the house, probably until I die. There's no way she's letting me go out in the forest. Just look for an alien.
She doesn't need to know.
All right then. What's the plan?
You need to find a way to make Mom think you're still here.
And this is, again, this is
Tell her I'm
that,
taking a nap
we're
or
that
something.
point where we realized, okay, well, if we
She
need a
does check
wig,
on you occasionally.
let's work it backwards. Where can we
Comes in
bring a
here
wig into the
and
story?
finds you
And
lying
it worked
here,
with
she put
it,
together.
coming in with Katie.
What if we made a decoy?
That could work. We could use pillows for your body, but what would we use for the head?
And a little fun mistake here.
I got an
That's
idea.
actually, that's Nolan West's wig. That's not the right wig. Nolan West, or Will, wore his Nolan West wig and the sunglasses to set
Let's go.
every day, or every time we filmed. And so we just had the wig there, and
Hey,
we had
Mom, I'm
forgotten the
gonna
other
go
wig. And
to
we're like,
her.
all right,
I'm
well,
gonna
we'll use this one.
Okay, whatever you need, sweetie. Just let me know if you need anything.
And right here, you can see the one shot where Audrey has a boot on her foot. There's no other shots in the movie, no other scenes in the movie where she has that on. It's in that one shot, and that is it. So she broke her foot for 30 seconds, I guess.
You go. I'll distract
And I like this scene because it's a good resolution for Brody's arc, where he makes up with his mom,
Hey, Brody, what's up?
not for the right motivation, but I think his arc is actually
I just wanted to
resolved by
apologize for having acting like
supporting his sister
Brody.
and not making up with his mother. I think that's kind of a cool moment.
Rex, what is happening? I had the bracelet, now I don't. You had it on yours. I thought I gave it back to Greasy, but then I didn't. Everyone says you're
I
not
love
real.
Audrey
What is
delivered that
happening?
line so fast, and
You
the
told
way Will
people about
reacts
me?
to it.
Only my
I think is
brother.
kind of funny.
Can you trust him to keep a secret?
I can now.
Good. So what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going insane right now, and all you can say is, what do you mean?
So interesting thing, this song right here actually features the 3 themes that are in this
Mr.
movie.
Wilson,
So everything playing right
your
now
brother is not wrong
is
about me.
So I'm a liar?
the actual theme or a take on
Yes,
the
but
theme
not in the
for
way you
Rex.
think. You're lying to yourself, not to them.
What?
Kendall Wilson, I am a part of your imagination. You have been telling yourself
Fantastic
that
piano
chemotherapy
playing again
would
by
be worse
Mattson.
than just hiding from your problems and letting the cancer slowly take you. But there's another part of your mind, the back of your mind, telling you what you know to be true. You have to face your problems. You subconsciously created me to find motivation. You needed somebody who had a similar experience to you. I am that person. I am here to help you be.
In the original draft of this script,
Wilson.
this
that makes sense.
scene took
You
place
look
in
like
her
Owen West because he's my
bedroom.
favorite actor, and you're green because that's my favorite color, and I love space, so that's why you're an
But
alien.
yeah, I can't
I
remember
am
why
what
we
you
moved it
want
out
to see,
here,
what
but
you
it works
need
a
to see.
lot better with it being out here.
So I created you.
Or like why it was in there and
Not
how we
brave,
ended up deciding to make it end out
courageous.
here.
There's a
But
difference.
it
be
works so much
brave
better
is the
outside
absence
with
of
all
fear.
the
Courage
nature around them.
is being afraid, but going for it anyway. It will not be fun. There will be days that
Right here where he
you
puts his
wish
hand
you
on her
were.
shoulder.
But deep down, you know it is the right path.
There.
I will be
That's
with
where
you
it transitions to being
but it
her
is up to
theme in
you
the
now,
background,
Kendall
because
Wilson.
now as he's
Be
saying,
courageous.
it's about you now, and you have to go through it, and I'll always be with you, but it's up to you to get through this now, which I think is a really cool moment. And then final theme, there's Brody's little snippet.
Sorry, I had to get past Mom. Where's your alien friend?
He's with me now.
What?
Come on, I'll explain
And then this originally cut to them picking up that red chair, which again was part of that grandma plot line. We cut it, and I think it works okay without it. But that's originally what happened right there. And so instead we just had to replace it with some filler shots to fit with the music, which I think works out okay. This specific shot right here was shot maybe 2 weeks before the movie came out, so this was a very last minute addition, but we just needed something to fit the music. Then one final interesting thing here with Rex's appearance right here at the end. This was shot 2 months before we filmed the outside stuff,
Brody?
so we didn't know
Kendall,
fully what Rex was
I thought
going to
you
look
were
like yet. We knew he was
asleep.
going to wear that shirt and the
What
wig and the green
happened?
skin. We didn't know what his face was going to look like was the big problem. So in the script, you're supposed to see his face, but we didn't know what he was going to look like yet, so we just had to shoot it from behind. I think it works out okay. And there's the final shot of the book. I was struggling to find a final shot for the movie because it originally just ended on that shot of Kendall saying I'm ready, which is great, but that doesn't feel like the right, like a very satisfying conclusion to just cut to the credits right there. And I realized we could just end it with the book because we referenced that so many times throughout the movie. But yeah, then we have the credits, which were originally on a black background with white text, but I flipped that around because I wanted, at the start, you see when it cuts to Liar, or the title card, and it says a few weeks later, all that stuff. That's black, or that's white text on a black background. This is black text on a white background. And that was just a little tiny thing I wanted, because I feel like this ending is, it's not, I mean, as they say, like, her days are gonna suck coming up, right? She's not gonna have some good days, or she's gonna have some bad days, but the white, having it be a mainly white screen, I feel like is just a little bit more hopeful of an ending. And I think that was just a nice little way to wrap up the story. So yeah, that is Liar. Thank you for watching this commentary, and thank you for supporting H204 Productions, and we'll have news on what our next project is going to be soon. Thanks, guys.